Hello friends, welcome to yet another captivating video of Wisdom Zone. This is Shubro, and friends, I'm quite sure you have already guessed it from the thumbnail that today I have a very interesting video, because in today's video I'm gonna show you some English verbs having two spellings in the past. So it is my earnest request to all of you, please watch this video carefully to learn some interesting English verbs having two spellings. And if you still haven't subscribed to this channel, please do not wait, immediately go ahead and subscribe to Wisdom Zone and hit the bell icon to get the first notification. So without wasting any more time, let's get started. So friends, welcome back once again to this fascinating session on English verbs having two spellings in the past. And as I have promised, in today's video I'm going to show you some very important English verbs, and these verbs have two spellings in the past. That's why they are very important, and you must know all the two spellings so that you can use them correctly and don't get confused. So without further ado, let's get started with today's video. So friends, normally we form the past tense by adding ed and t. We can change a verb to past by adding ed or by adding t. So today I'm going to show you some important verbs where we can add ed as well as we can add t and form the past spellings. So let me show you the first one, as you see on your screen, that is learn. So the past is learned, which is very common in British English. We can also use learned. You can also add ed and form the past. It is quite common in US English. So we can use learned as well as learned, both. So just remember, both are correct. Let me show you. I learned a new lesson last week. So we can also say I learned a new lesson last week, like this way. Up next we will see the second verb, that is dream. Here also, in case of dream, we can change it by adding t, that is dreamt is the past and it is common in British English. And you can use dreamed also, that is common in American English. So let me show you the example. Sam dreamt of becoming a millionaire. So similarly, you can also say Sam dreamed of becoming a millionaire. So I'm quite sure it's clear. We can use dreamt and dreamed. Both are correct in past. Up next, we will dive into the third English verb with two spellings. You see the third verb is smell. So as you see, the first way to form is to add t. So it becomes smelt. It is the past and it is common in British English. And we can also use smelled. That is used both in US and UK, more in the American English. So let me show you the example. The hotel room smelled awful. So I'm using smelled here. Similarly, you can say the hotel room smelled awful also. So I'm quite sure it's clear. Up next, we will dive into the fourth word, that is dwell. So let me repeat once again, is dwell. Dwell means to live in a place, so that is called dwell. So we can use the past dwelt, that is common in British English. We are adding t. You can also use dwelled. This is acceptable both in British and American English. But dwelt is more common in British English. I'm quite sure it's clear. So as you see the example, so let me read out the example. As you see, first we can use dwelt. As you see the example, they dwelt in a small village. So I'm quite sure it's clear. And we can use the second spelling. As you see, they dwelled in a small village. So I'm quite sure it's clear. Up next, we will dive into the fifth verb having two spellings, that is leap. So let me repeat once again, leap. Leap means to make a large jump or sudden movement. That's called leap. So you must know the meaning. We can use two spellings. The first is leapt. As you know, by adding t, we can make it past. That is leapt. That is common in British English. And we can also use leaped, more common in American English. So let me show you how to use it. The dog leapt over the barrier. We can also say the dog leaped over the barrier. Both we can use leapt as well as leaped. Up next, we will dive into the next verb. The next verb having two spellings is burn. We can use the first spelling, that is burnt, which is the past form, and we are forming it by adding t, and which is very common in British English. And we can use burned also, that is common in American English. As you see the example, I burnt the toast. We can say I burned the toast. We can use burnt and burned both, but note one thing. when it comes to adjective, we always use burned as an adjective, not burned. So when we want to use this as an adjective, so burnt is standard form and that is acceptable. You cannot use burned as an adjective. So you can say burnt toast smells bad, not burned. So here you cannot use adding ed, you have to use burnt. That's the adjective form of burn. Burnt toast smells bad, not burned. So just remember. Up next we will dive into the next one, that is kneel. So again here we have two spellings. First is adding t, we are forming the past, that is common in British English, that is knelt, and second is kneeled, that is common in American English. As you see, let me tell you the meaning. It means to go down into or stay in a position where one or both knees are on the ground, that is called to kneel. So as you see the example, he knelt in front of the teacher. We can also say he kneeled in front of the teacher. So I'm quite sure it's clear. So friends, today I gave you some extremely important English verbs, and you must know and remember all these verbs having two spellings so that you don't get confused while speaking or writing, and you can use them in any situation and don't get nervous or confused. So please go through the verbs and examples and try to remember these verbs having two spellings in the past. And I'm quite sure you have liked this video like my other videos, so it is my earnest request to all of you, if you still haven't subscribed to this channel, please do not wait, immediately go ahead and subscribe to Wisdom Zone and hit the bell icon to get the first notification. So stay tuned for further informative videos friends, and please do not forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to Wisdom Zone.